Morning everyone. It's a really wet Sunday morning. It's raining quite heavily outside. Hi, morning, Kobe. Thanks for joining. It's going to be a 1 hour stream, so just be about my daily cafe operations. Right, this is actually ASK Coffee Roastery. We are in Singapore, so basically. Our cafe is slightly different from the rest, right? So we are what we call ourselves all in one. We come from the supply of equipment, right? Espresso equipment, espresso grinders, filter coffee equipment, filter coffee kettles, home coffee roasters, drum type electric, and we roast our own beans in-house. All the coffee beans are roasted here in Singapore. Inside you can see the space over there. Right, this is the glass. Behind this glass is actually our roaster. So, yeah, we are right behind Raffles Hotel. Right, if you know Singapore's Raffles Hotel, we are probably quite central located. Yep. Yeah, Kobe, if you are here, please do come and visit us next time. Right, thanks Linda for joining me. I have been doing live, so I'll be doing this more regularly. Right, I see a customer walking by and waving. I hope we can start our first cup of coffee. But okay. Yeah, Singapore has changed quite a bit. It's modernized a lot. But the pace of work here in Singapore is pretty fast. Yeah, so if you have any questions before I start the cafe operations, you can ask. Yeah. How's it going, Linda? I'll be doing more of this vlog style of video more often, so that I can interact with my friends over there. I think this is the best way to interact. Like Kun, I really admire his perseverance to do all the live streaming. Yeah. Yeah, let me try to do that as well. Okay. So maybe you never know, right? Probably you can get attached here for a while, then you can come by. We can have a very good cup of coffee together, right? Yeah, it's definitely one good thing. Okay. It's good that you have a weekend takeaway. It's always good. As a coffee roasters and cafe owners, I think the best is to interact with your customer, know what they want and know whether they like your coffee. So whenever they say your coffee is awesome, right, it just brightens up our day. Yep, so let me get started. Let's make a drink, right? I'll be making a cortado. Cortado is basically a double shot. Hello, morning. Wet. Yes. Yeah. Latte and milk. Actually, almost 1 year. Yeah, so all the beans are also in-house. This is just right now. Yeah, glass. You also do have coffee business. One day you are interested. okay. The gym is nearby.
Yeah, it's
You
just
come
at,
every Sunday?
at Udian. I was no, I can only go like
Weekdays?
only weekdays after work.
Okay.
Because weekend depends on the instructor schedule. And
Okay.
sometimes if it's too early, also a bit reluctant.
Okay. Yeah, especially after working for 5 days. Yeah, I need a break.
It's fun to sleep.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah, enjoy coffee.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Yep, definitely the Lely Bianca version 3 is a good choice. It has almost all the features packed in. Dual boiler rotary pump, which is already very robust. With rotary pump, you can even siphon water from your water storage tank. You don't need external pump to do that. I think only rotary machines allows you to do that. And on top of that, it has a flow control pedal, right? So, and pretty much I think it's one of the cheapest flow control units that you're looking for. And the VBM Dova Junior Super Digital is better, right? Why do I say it's better? Because Lely Bianca can only do flow restricting, which means it restricts the flow to actually induce the pressure differences. But the VBM Dova Super is different, right? It's a pressure profiling machines which uses gear pump, and the gear pump allows you to change the pressure as you wish, right? And they have a new software which allows you to do pressure adjustment on the fly. I have not received the software from VBM yet. They still haven't sent me one. I'm still waiting. I hope they can send me soon. Right, and yes, we'll be doing more review on that. Definitely better. And I've give the same shots of coffee to the same customer with 2 different machines. With pressure profile, it fundamentally changes the puck pressure. That means the pump pressure. So it fundamentally changes the pump pressure and not the puck pressure. Yeah. And digital, it has the lever, so it gives you the on-off manual control. What I have is the electronic versions, which everything is fully automatic, which means you can actually program it to volumetric stop at a certain volume, right? I think all VBM machines are volumetrics, which is good, not time-based. Yep, VBM is not as well known because they don't send their machines to all those influencers, for review. Only authorized dealer like us, we purchase the machines, review the machines, and we post on YouTube. Yeah. So not many reviewers out there review VBM, but it is a very good machine, right? It's a sister company to FIMA. Right, if you're familiar with FIMA, maybe you're not so familiar with VBM. Why do I say they are sister company? Because I know the CEO of VBM, which is my very good friend. Right, shout out to Cristiano. Right, gear pump. It sounds like a purring cat. So driving car, we always say that real men drive a manual car, right? That's what they say, right? And I think it's the same, right? You can gear shift up and shift down, and you can hear the sound of the purring of the motor, which is amazing, right? It is not the same all the time because at high pressure it gives a high pitch purr. It's a very pleasing pitch. At the lower gear ratio, right? It's a very gentle humming. I enjoy the sound from the gear pump a lot. The rotary pump is just standard, right? Just same sound all the way, right? There's no differences in sound. Yeah, it's quiet, but why do I want a machine that's so quiet, right? I want a machine that can vary, right? Yeah, that's my preference, right? The sound of the vibratory pump. Okay, vibratory pump has limitation, right? First of all, you can't really use a vibratory pump machines on, let's say, short stints. Let's say outside. Let's say you want to bring this machine for an event, right? Probably not ideal. Definitely you need a second pump to pump the water. Okay. Yes, the vibratory pump tends to give a lot of vibration, and especially if they don't have any damper. Like the quick mill that I have, the vibratory pump is very silent because they have a damper to the pump. It is definitely weaker, but it is sufficient for home use, and I think for home use, it is also cheaper to replace, right? Probably less than $100 you can get it replaced. The rotary pump will cost a lot more, right? So that's my opinion on vibratory pump. Even the machines I use at home is vibratory pump, and I'm very happy with it. Because I only pull like maybe 2-3 shots a day, right? And that fits my my needs. I don't need a rotary pump, right? I don't even need PID, for example. If you know how to manage heats, my favorite machine is the Quick Mill Rubino, which is similar to the Rocket Apartamento but more powerful. I will definitely get the VBM, not the Lelit. In terms of build quality, personally I prefer VBM, right? But you must like the design of the VBM, because VBM is a little bit more. It is sleeker, right? It is not as conventional as all the E61. It does have the E61 group, but then the design is slightly more modern, right? Not as the classical design of the Lelit and some other machines out there. Yes, I think Rocket is all about branding, similar to La Marzocco. So if you look at La Marzocco Lightning Mini, it is a very good machine, but it can only do so much, and you pay a very high premium for it. It is a commercial graded machine, hence therefore it costs that much of money. But just like my Ascaso Baby T Plus, right? The Lelit is, the build itself is a lot cheaper. If you look at the steel it uses, it's very thin. It warps at certain locations so that it doesn't give you a full flat surfaces. If that doesn't bother you, then it's fine, right? It's a good machine, right? But in terms of the build quality, the machine that I have with the best build quality is Quick Mill, right? Yep, Ascaso is not so common. It's a Spanish brand. It uses thermoblock technology, not as common as some other Italian maker, right? Those companies that deals with thermoblock are, I think, Ascaso in Spain, Quick Mill in Italy. They use a lot of thermoblock, and they are very mature in the thermoblock technology. And personally, to be honest, I prefer thermoblock for brewing coffee, and a separate big pump, big tank, water tank boilers for steam, and they will give you consistent steam, powerful, like my Quick Mill Sunny. Maybe I should do like a thermoblock, not turboblock, thermoblock, right? It heats up water on the go, just like similar to Breville. The 800 Plus series, they use thermojet and thermoblock. The Barista Express uses thermoblock. The Barista Pro uses thermojet. The technology is slightly different. I think thermojet gets damaged much more easily as compared to thermoblock, because the tube that allows the water to flow through is a lot more finer. So if you have any scale built up, you have an issue. And the problem with that is, if you don't descale it in time, you are asking for trouble. That's why I've been to a lot of Breville user with Barista Pro and above. Of course, not the dual boiler version. They all suffer eventually the same problem, which is the thermojet giving issue. I've owned a Barista Pro for 6 to 8 months, I think, and during my usage, I have so many problems with the machine. Maybe it's just my luck, right? I'm just unlucky. Yeah, so personally, if you want a machine that can last you, skip Breville, right? Skip all the built-in grinder machines. There are some that are good, but eventually if you're upgrading, yeah, it's going to cost a lot. Yeah. Yeah, so even the Oracle, they use laboratory palm, right? And Oracle is not exactly cheap. Yeah. We all learn from something, right? Yes, definitely. Hey, thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye. Yeah, we all learn step by steps. We pay for the lesson, right? Yeah, technically we pay for the lessons. And a lot of lessons, when you pay for it, you learn a lot. Yes. The Oracle is 3,300 in Australia. I thought it's cheaper because when we get in Singapore, it's around the price. I think it's 3,004 to 3,005, and the Oracle Touch is about 4,000 plus. I think that was before COVID. I think 3-4 years ago. For the Touch, yes. Yep. Linda, your machine is still working well, right? And you have a DF64, so that should be a good compensation. You still get very good quality coffee. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's in Australia because it's an Australian product, even though it's made in China, right? But definitely the country of origin is definitely cheaper. I started, still have Lily in my side. Sit. Yeah, Lily is good. Yeah. And it's relatively cheaper compared to the features compared to other brands. Yeah, it's one of the cheaper but very well functioning machines. Yes. I get my drink first, right? And just to show you the espresso, this is the medium roast. Smells great. Okay, I think recently the price went up definitely because I think as us dealer try to push for the functionality and the quality, we cannot be selling cheaper than the Lily definitely. And this is the coffee today. We give it some fancy name nowadays, right? It's called Velvet Noir, right? Venus, right? And it is a blend between the Kenya Nimri, the AA grade, as well as the Brazil Cerrado. So it has a white grapes kind of tasting notes, vanilla chocolates, nutty, but not to the extreme nutty sides. Smooth body, right? So I'm gonna make a cortado. And the machine I use at my counter is a VBM. It's a pressure profiling machine, volumetric. Very good machines. Very barista independent. it's harder to do latte in a smaller cup. But cheers, right? It's good. Latte drinker? I personally like, if it is raining outside, I'll definitely go for not latte because latte is too much milk for me. I prefer the cortado or piccolo. Yeah, just to get the fats inside my body. I can taste the pleasant acidity. Not everyone like this as a milk-based drink because a lot of Singaporeans, they don't like acidity in their milk-based drink. But this white grapes acidity is really nice and pleasing. It is not going bad, right, when there's acidity in your coffee. It just means that we have roasted it slightly lighter. Personally, I like black more, especially filtered. I do a lot more filtered coffee nowadays. Hence my deep dive in a lot of grinders that can do very good filter coffee. Even the machine that's loaned to me, the Timor Sculptor 70S. Yeah, I know it's my grinder for espresso, but it says that it can do filtered. So I tried it. It doesn't do filtered that well. The grinder has been seasoned for about 4 kg of beans now. Maybe I need to season it more. Right? I'm not too sure. Nice to meet you, Saifor. Is that Saifor? Did I get your name correct? It can deal with light roast coffee. You have to do hot start as usual. You have to ramp up the RPM so to be stable on the Sculptor 70S. Once the RPM reaches the constant rate, you drop the beans in. It's able to grind effectively. Even at the lowest RPM, it's fine. But somehow, even if I don't knock out the coffee fine powder, I tend to get this slightly harsh and bitter aftertaste at the back for filtered, which I don't like. I'll just use it for espresso. I recently bought one, the black color version from my friend. He has purchased the DF64B from me. He preferred the B version for filter coffee as compared to the Timor 70S. Initial try, I think the DF64B stock DLC brew tastes better than the seasoned Timor Sculptor 70S. Eureka Mignon Specialita. It is pretty good, but just a word of caution. The retention of the grinder is pretty big, right? It's I think 1 to 2 grams of coffee minimum, right? The decomper isn't exactly very effective. So usually this traditional Italian machine, they will grind and they will push out the coffee. So there's a chute there, which actually tends to retains a lot of coffee. Yeah, so that's what happened in a lot of traditional Italian grinder, especially the Mignon series. The Mignon series has been severely affected by the DF, right? Ever since the introduction of DF, I think the Mignon, at least for Singapore market, the sales has dived, right? Yep. Sorry for my friend in Eureka, right? I know my good friend there is an export manager. Yeah. They couldn't sell the Mignon to us because there's local dealers already selling the Mignon. It's fine. We don't sell it, it's fine. Yeah. We can sell other grinders, right? If you have any questions, just pop up and ask. Because right now I don't really have customers. It's a Sunday morning. Yep. I think as an espresso-based grinder, it is good. It is very clean, a very stylish looking design, a very small footprint, I would say. Yeah. Okay. The zero retention kit. Probably another bellows system. They get the idea from the DF, right? Yeah, and the Eureka Mignon is smaller, 55 mm burr size, I think. That's pretty good Italian-based style of espresso. Really chocolatey and nutty kind of espresso, which goes really well with milk. Any new drinks you have learned so far to make? Yes. I make a live video yesterday introducing the new drinks that we will be making. It mixes with a fruity alcoholic beer, right? To correct myself yesterday, the beer is actually 2% alcohol. And in Singapore, if you're in Singapore, you have to try this, right? It's called the Tiger Rattler, right? Let me get a can and show you, right? Right, this is the one. It's called Tiger Rattler. Look at the descriptors on the bottle. It has mandarin oranges and honey. Sounds really good already, right? And I think it has, I'm not too sure whether you can make it up. Right, it has 2% alcohol. Yes, I have my license to sell alcohol. We actually sell a very good espresso martini, right? I make it personally, right? So this is the second alcoholic beverages that infused with coffee that we're going to sell. So if you are nearby and if you are an alcoholic, not necessarily alcoholic, if you like alcohol, right? Ask for this. It's not on the menu yet. I haven't got the pricing down. Probably I'll be selling this at maybe I think $12 a glass, right? A glass is quite a big glass. And I'm using actually our Yunnan red wine coffee, which is extremely fruity. Yes, just espresso and a beer, that's all. And go for the fruity kind of beer. I'm not too sure whether it's available in your country, right? I'm quite sure it does in Australia. Probably everybody drink beer. We opened on Friday night. For this year, I have not really been opening on Friday night, but I think as once we pass Chinese New Year, I'll be opening more regularly on a nightly basis on every Friday. So every Friday, the reason why we don't open on normal days is Singaporeans, they don't drink coffee after 4, right? Yeah. You have not tried, right? Go get a fruity beer. Fill the glass with ice and drop this in 3/4 full. You pull a turbo shot. Don't pull a normal espresso shot. Pull a turbo shot, right? Really run thin and fast, right? You don't need it to be very rich. The taste is out of the world, right? And I know Australia is having a summer right now. It's probably very hot. Yeah. Linda, you have to try, right? Get some fruity coffee. Preferably the natural processed coffee with a lot of fruity notes or berry notes. Yeah, you can try. It is really nice, right? If you have tried espresso on tonic water, right, the taste is just more robust. And the reason why you have to choose a fruity coffee is this is supposed to taste a lot sweeter, more acidic. 35 degrees, yeah. It's raining here, so it's a little bit cooler here. Yeah, so you have to try, right? When it rains, it's bad for the business, right? For us, it's not usually not good, especially on a Sunday morning. When it rains in the morning, what do you want to do? You want to stay at home, right? Yeah. So it's not so good for a cafe, but what to do? I wish I can be at home making my espresso. And by the way, my new house is getting ready soon. I've set up a coffee place so that I can do all my live stream, all my videos on a corner. Yeah. So now I finally get it set up with all the proper lightings, with all the proper storage. Yep. So now once it's done, it's supposed to be better. Ginger beer. Okay. Does ginger beer contain alcohol? Oh, ginger ale is the one that doesn't have alcohol, right? Yeah, beer must have alcohol. What I'm thinking. I'll make one drink with this. Right, so let's try. Okay, ginger ale has got alcohol or don't have alcohol? I've not really tried ginger beer though. Maybe I should try. Okay. Yeah. So it's gonna be this our kettle. You can see the size is the same. This glass that I'm used for this drink. Right, fill the glass with half filled with ice. Bundaberg ginger beer. Okay, that's interesting. Good morning. You want sugar in it? If you see a latte art in your English breakfast tea, I'm going to show you what. Let me freeze this up first. Vodka. Okay. The only drinks that I have vodka in is my espresso martini. But I'm exploring quite a few alcoholic espresso based drink. Yeah, I'll be developing more. Dark and stormy. Let me research on that. Right? juice and serve with lime. Yep, sounds good already. Right, so I'm going to show you. Tea, right? Latte art in the tea. Yeah. Anything can do latte art. No matter how thin the liquid is, you can do. A lot of people say you need to have very creamy crema. You need to have the syrupy espresso in order for you to do a proper latte art. No, I don't think that's true. You can do latte art on any consistency, but the liquid cannot be too much. For the milk steaming, you need. I think because it uses a vibratory pump, the pump is just not strong enough to give you the constant. But Oracle should be. It's a dual boiler. That's interesting. Yeah, because I've sold the Oracle and Oracle Touch before because during my first few years I have been parallel importing the Breville machines before COVID. So yeah, I think that's the downside of the Breville machines, the milk steaming. Linda can share with us because she has been using the Barista Express for the longest time I know. Yeah. Okay. I think it's the pump. Because vibratory pump comes in pulsator form, right? It bump, 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 bump. So yeah, so the consistency is not as good as those from the boilers. It's interesting because I think the dual boiler shouldn't be relying on the vibratory pump for the steaming. It should be relying on the boilers. Only the thermoblock machine uses the pump to push the water through. It's interesting. I think if you use a dual boiler, does it have the pump sound activated when you steam the milk? I don't think it has, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, Linda says it's tricky. Yeah, so okay, that makes sense because dual boiler usually depends on the boiler, right? I think perhaps the boiler is pretty small on the Breville. Yeah, because I think with the kind of small architecture inside, it's very cramped and with all the wires and everything. Yeah, the boilers are usually pretty small, right? Like the one on the Lily Elizabeth, right? It's a dual boiler, vibratory pump, relatively small boilers. Okay. Yep, on the Lily Elizabeth, it takes about 20 to 25 minutes to get up to 10. Maybe sometimes slightly faster. But I think Lily Elizabeth is quite a good machine with dual boilers and the price, right? Yeah, I think soon, Kobe, you have to upgrade your machines, right? I can see your dissatisfaction there. I can't steam and pull. Yeah, that's the restriction. But I think Kobe's machine dual boiler can do that. But yep, Linda, if you want to steam, you can seriously consider But if you want an end game machine in your home, then I think yeah, Lily Bianca is one of the good choice. Yeah, definitely. I have a lever machine just arrived, brand new. It's made in China, but the group is from an Italian company, which the company that I work very closely with. It's custom made. There's only one in the world so far. Dual boiler, rotary pump, with spring. Let me see, it's a manual lever machine. I'm not too sure, I have to check that. Yeah. So you will probably be replacing this machine here. I'll be bringing this machine home. Right, this is a beauty, and I want to leave it at my home to serve drinks for my guests. This machine is a beauty. Yeah, I love this machine so much. Yep. Let me turn on the power. The behind looks even nicer, right? Okay, let me show you around. Look at that. Wow. Even by looking at it without using gives me pleasure, right? Look at that. Yep, it is as good as you can get. That's the model. Urania. It's acrylic on top. It's a very big boilers underneath. So that's from the front. You can see the spring lever here. It's a very nice machine. Even the gauge, everything is original. All the works. Okay, customer incoming. Hi. It's on the floral notes. Yeah.
I think I like every the processing.
Yeah. I think it's probably and then will be too nice.
Wait, I used to, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I bought the red wine from you before.
Ah.
Yeah, so I remember I like it.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I remember meeting you in person. Yeah.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, so remember the one that across the borders, the red wine?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still Slovenian.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful, yeah.
It's very different. Yeah.
It is, yeah, it is quite different. Yeah. I remember we really liked it.
We changed the name of it. Now it's the Majestic Merlot.
There's a variety, there's not like
Yes.
was very special.
I think the way they process the beans, even it's natural, like everyone does.
Yeah.
This special beans, this smell.
Is this a new place or you already here?
Almost coming to here.
Okay,
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
I hope you
Yeah, I hope we do hope we can survive.
No, I mean,
Nowadays is
I know how hard it can be.
it's really hard.
Yeah. Wow, look at that machine. Look
Yeah,
at
it's
that.
a vintage Weimar.
Yeah.
Spring lever machines.
Yeah.
I think it's 1960 plus.
Wow, and you did it yourself?
This is actually my friend's one, but he's migrating out of the country, so
Oh, okay.
I say you sell it to me.
Okay, I will get something. Sure. Wow. Yeah, I want espresso.
Espresso? I think espresso beans so far on this is pretty nice. It's all the fantastic. So the Kenya is highlighting the raping of
Yeah, it's because you just get a pie.
Sure. Which pie would you currently on the counter we have butter chicken pie?
It's fried chili crab.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Would be taking away or having it? So an espresso and pie?
But you're still doing all the rest stuff, still selling all the parts.
Yes, the one I'm still designing, but I think nowadays they improve quite a lot. We do carry the machines and grinders and stuff. Yeah, and our also be described like you mean as a team? Three of us.
Wow, okay.
But I do all the those things and I train and stuff. Yeah, still not at the level to go those things.
Doing their espresso, yes. But the people who are there to try the roasting. And then it's successful, it's not successful.
We all started with fun. Like trying to experiment. Yeah, but eventually once you get a hang of it, it's not. Yeah, okay, I see. Yeah. Yep, DF64 is definitely better. So let's make an espresso. Maybe we try this with one egg. Touch screen is a must. Get the cups. When you press the button and the time to comes out, it has a certain time. So there's a simple one-handed operating espresso. You can see that if you have a good grinder, you don't need WDT. I don't WDT at all. On my Fiorenzato 64 Evo, the grind is just so fluffy.
How's it? Good.
Yeah. Yeah, nowadays I can't live without touchscreen. Yeah, it just makes everything a lot easier. Even if there's no improvement in tasting notes, the cleanup after that is just a lot easier. Okay, I have to send umbrella to my staff. We are kind of reporting to work right now, so yep. So I'll be back very soon.
Good. Yeah. Because scratch doesn't really actually characterize, but in this scratch device, it's quite well.
Right, so it has been really pleasant to see a few friends of mine, not many. I hope they'll be getting more and more as I do more regular live streams. So thanks for joining me. This is CY. This is my cafe at ASK Coffee Roastery at Singapore along Seah Street. So if you are in Singapore, do come by and I'll see you in the next one. So normally what I'm going to do is I'll be doing a 1 hour stream. If there's no customers, I will chat with my friends over there from all over the world, and then I'll try to probably answer some of the questions you have on anything within my knowledge. Right? If it's not something that I know, I will research it and then we can discuss it again the next time. So thank you for joining. Stay safe. I'll see you in the next one.